I'm Eddie Garcia with your Puck Podcast Hockey Minute, back and better than ever, your recap of the night that was in the NHL. We start with an emotional night in Calgary where the late Johnny Gaudreau was honored before the game in the first meeting north of the border between the two teams that Johnny Hockey played for. With his family on hand, the home team picked up a 3-0 victory. Calgary goalie Dan Bladar had 16 saves in the shutout. The Wild move into sole possession of first place in the Central Division with a 3-2 overtime win over the Canucks. Minnesota star Kirill Kaprizov scored the overtime game winner to add to his NHL point lead. He now has 39 on the season. Meanwhile, the Jets are now 2 points behind the Wild in the standings after a 4-1 loss to the Blues. Winnipeg has dropped 4 in a row, while St. Louis improved to 3-0-1 with new head coach Jim Montgomery. Golden Knights shut down Connor McDavid and company in a 1-0 win over Edmonton. Ivan Barbashev had the lone goal of the game for Vegas, while goalie Aiden Hill had 28 saves in net. The Sharks surprised the Capitals in D.C. 2-1 in overtime on a William Eklund goal. San Jose's won 4 of 5. Penguins blew a 4-1 lead against the Florida Panthers. The Panthers scoring 3 goals in the third period, but Brian Russ' overtime game winner gave Pittsburgh the 5-4 win against the defending champs. Pens have won 4 in a row. Sabres not as fortunate. Buffalo on home ice blew a 4-0 lead and lost to Colorado 5-4 in regulation. Nathan McKinnon had a pair of goals for the Avs. The Canadians knock off the Islanders 2-1 in overtime. Nick Suzuki with the OT game winner for Montreal, and Patrik Lanie in his Montreal debut had the other goal. Bruins edged the Red Wings in overtime 3-2 on a Pavel Zacha goal, and the Kraken surprised the Hurricanes with a 4-2 road win. I'm Eddie Garcia. That's your Puck Podcast Hockey Minute, a little longer than a minute. For a complete recap of the week that was in the NHL, check out the Puck Podcast every Monday morning. Go to @Puck Podcast TV on YouTube and subscribe. You can also find the Puck Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you find your podcasts.